Yes. Alright. I'm gonna just make sure we're live real quick, and we'll get to it. I also gotta promote it. So, okay, we're live. We're live. Um, so let me turn on the volume on that. Okay. Let's copy the link. I'll send it in. Give me 1 second. I finally fixed the stream title name. Just I haven't gotten to the.
So it's not. So it's no longer test stream.
It's not test stream. No, it's not test stream.
I was wondering about that because I was like, is this the actual thing or is this just like a thing to make sure
No,
Danny
it's the
can?
actual thing. It's the actual thing. Let me put it in. I'm gonna put
Yeah.
in RWN. All right. We are all good to start. So,
All right.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Diamond Podcast. We have special guest, Mr. Knowitall.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Fleeky's already calling you oldie.
Cheers.
Um.
Although I don't. I think we're the same age, or like similar.
Me and you.
I think.
What are you? 19?
No, I'm 18. Oh, you're old.
Okay, we're the same age. No, we're the
Yeah,
same
like
age.
around the same age. Yeah.
Yeah. So two unks. Two unks. So you're officially the oldest person on the podcast. How does that make you feel?
um. I mean, I was sort of expecting it.
Wait, are you an
Although
06?
until Chef comes on here.
Yeah.
Then until that
Tuesday, don't miss
happens.
it. Tuesday, Shep VR will. It's not Shep VR. Shep Bandicoot will be on the podcast.
Until that happens, I guess I'm gonna be stuck with
Yeah.
that.
Wait, are you an 06 or are you 05 or?
I'm 06.
Wait, what month?
September. Literally like a
Fuck,
couple
I'm
months
older than him.
ago.
Now I'm actually the oldest person on the podcast. Oh, why is my face fat on stream? Ew, I don't like this fit. Is it glitched? I think it's just
You're
glitched.
stuck
Alright,
with the
whatever.
fat face.
Yeah, I don't. Alright. So, first question I asked everyone this. Why'd you start wrestling?
Um, I started wrestling because I was bored stiff. I mean, I didn't have anything to do. I was in my second to last year in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, down, feeling absolute shit, not knowing what to do, surrounded by a bunch of people, but still feeling isolated. So I
Uh-huh.
started going on Rec Room more. Started seeing this wrestling come up every now and then. Went to an RZW show, but didn't stay there for long. Then
Uh-huh.
I went to a WCW press conference, and I was like, "Oh, this would be pretty cool to join." But I thought, okay, they seem like pricks, and now I'm not gonna get in here.
Yeah. So you just started because you were bored.
Yeah, and then as soon as I left that press conference, I looked on the events page and I saw a sign up for Impact Wrestling. First sign up
Okay,
for
and that's where you
Impact Wrestling,
started.
and
Like really started, I'm guessing.
yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough. Who's your inspiration? This can be in real life. It can be if you have one in Rec Room. That could be another answer.
Uh, my inspiration. I do. I take all my inspiration from myself. I don't look to other people for what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because I think as soon as I start looking to other people, that's when I'm gonna start doing things that I don't like, just because I think
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna get me somewhere. I'm only gonna do things that I think I'm gonna enjoy and that are my choices, and
Yeah.
that's what I've done the entire time. So I didn't start this because so and so or anything. I learned nothing about this entire community when I started, so I
Yeah.
went into it blind. So, but as for like inspirations with actual wrestlers, and like people like that, like Kurt Angle, Shawn
Okay.
Michaels was a big inspiration.
Yeah.
Love those two of my favorites. It's yeah, it's kind of hard for me to say people who
Yeah.
inspired me because I don't look to
Okay, no, that's fair. That's
elsewhere
fair.
very
That's fair.
much.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've obviously wrestled a lot of people as well. So, I mean, who's your dream opponent if you had one?
Who's
It
my
can be
dream
someone you can
opponent?
go for a rematch with. It can just be like you won another match with that person. Like, let's say you've only had one match with that person, or you can be
Um,
like someone you've never faced.
Someone like Vacation Guy. I feel like
That match would be so good. Oh my God.
I only had like one match that I can remember against him,
I mean,
and
he's
that was
back. So, I mean,
way back last year. Kai and Banana's old company. I can't remember the name of it.
RWE or RWA, something like
Yes,
that.
yeah,
Something like
something
that.
like
No,
that.
yeah.
It was at that
Um,
company. I didn't know who Vacation Guy was. Like I'm terrible in this community. I'm such a terrible person in this community for not knowing people. I literally, people can be like, oh yeah, this guy, and I can hear them, and I'm like, who the fuck's that? Like it's happened recently with
that's
like wrestling,
that's
with like
definitely
wrestling
happened
nerd
to me before.
and like other people like that I hear people talk about so
Yeah.
much, and I'm like, who the
Oh,
fuck's that? I've
Vacation's
never heard them.
awesome, dude. No, you need
I
to
love
get to know
Vacation.
Vacation. He's amazing guy.
I honestly no. This last year, like every time he's so nice. Every time I see him, he's like, "Hey, Mr. Know-it-all." And I'm like, "Hey, Vacation." We talk for a few minutes, and he goes off and does
He's
what he needs to
so
do.
awesome, bro.
He's
He's
such a nice.
he is. If someone hates Vacation, that's
That
the
I
wrong.
don't
The
trust you.
wrong. The wrong.
Yeah, it's like it's him and Mr. Fire as well. He's another person I want another
Yeah.
match with. I've only had one match with
Mr.
him,
Fire. Okay.
but he's another person who's just so nice and just
Yeah.
no. Every time that I'm in a room, he comes up to me and he says hi. I was literally just in my dorm waiting, and he, he asked for an invite and came over and we talked for a bit. He's such a nice kid.
Yeah.
He's
I remember I had a match with him on my retirement tour. It was my only match with him, or the first retirement tour because I'm back now.
yeah.
But uh I had a match with him and everyone bashed on it because they're like, why are you fighting this new guy? I'm like, I want to give out like opportunities. I mean, the match, I mean, sure it wasn't the greatest, but I had fun. It was a last man standing match. We had Vacation as a
Yeah.
special referee. And
Yeah. I
I think it
mean,
was the way Fire promoted it as me as a mystery opponent, even though everybody had known it was gonna be me.
yeah. I mean, I had a match against him at FRW New Gen,
Hmm.
um, and I was there. Um, he figured it out before the match that I was his opponent.
Yeah.
Um, but no one else in the room did, except
Yeah.
for Brit and Evil Eye. So when I came out, it was such an amazing like atmosphere and crowd because people on commentary were going insane. The people in the crowd were going insane. It was a great feeling. And then we just so happened to put on like a really good match. I mean, the ending was a
Yeah.
bit botched, but we turned that
Yeah.
into a different thing, and it turned out like
That
a
was
really
like
good
that was
match.
like us. The match was really good except for the ending.
Yeah,
Actually, no, I
we
think
were.
the middle was more botched. The ending was good because the diamond cutter into that knee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. He ended up going over. Originally, it was going to be a
Okay.
roll up, but then we turned that into him hitting his finisher on me, and
Yeah.
I always enjoy doing that. I always enjoy putting
Yeah.
over.
Putting new talent over is actually pretty fun.
So good.
All right. What's if there's a title you want to hold still? Is there? I mean, I don't. You're pretty accomplished, so I
No,
don't know if that's a really good question to ask.
no, I don't.
You don't really care for
If
titles?
I were to come back again, I don't want any more titles. It's me taking opportunities from people who deserve it more.
I forgot you retired. Yeah.
I've been doing this for 3 years in April.
I'm coming up on my two, so I feel you.
And I've done everything I want to do. If if I were to come back and a company really wants me to have a title and they have a good storyline and things set out for me, then fair enough. I might consider it. But if it's just, oh yeah, we want you put this title on you, I don't want
Yeah.
that. Give it
I
to
was gonna
someone who
say
deserves
like
it more.
because you were talking about Vacation earlier. I mean, Vacation's in TNA. He's the TNA World Champion and ROH Champion right now.
Yeah.
He's
I
unified.
mean,
But I
TNA
was
would be an interesting place to go to because I had one match there and I never really had anything else going on
yeah
there
with it
because
was with Jet. Was it with Jetstream, right? Or
I tell you what, I can't actually remember
it's
who it.
on the YouTube channel. I know that for sure. It's on the
Yeah.
YouTube channel. But
But yeah, I had that,
I
and
think
I
it was
think because
Jet.
of
I don't remember.
timing and also it was around that period of when TNA got blacklisted and
Yeah.
ROH got blacklisted and everything got fucked up there. So TNA would be an interesting place to go because I'm in real life I'm quite a big fan of classic TNA and like
Yeah, and the
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 six
six-sided
sided
ring is
ring.
really fun to it's really fun to fuck around in.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
might be an interesting thing, but
Yeah,
yeah,
if you'd ever
yeah.
want to
I
come
mean,
back, I mean,
I was
doors are
considering
open.
because like on Friday, this Friday just gone, I did the Impact reunion thing that
Yeah.
they were doing.
Yeah.
That wasn't serious at all, but it
I was
was good
watching the
fun.
stream. I was watching the stream. So,
Um, but if I that sort of gave me a taste of what it's like, and it's like
yeah.
it's like it's genuinely like a drug. You can be clean from it. You can just withdraw from it and find something else to
Yeah.
do that can take up your time. You can be perfectly happy, but as soon as you do it once more, it's sort of
Mm-hmm.
it reels you back in.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Like I was
I
gonna stay
was
retired and then I had a practice match with somebody and I was
yeah
like, I can't. I can't.
it's
Um,
no, but I was considering I don't want to come back full time. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be wrestling in
just be
multiple
like a part-time
companies all
guy.
the time.
Yeah.
I was considering that, and I was also just considering being like, I'm not going to wrestle at all. But if company owners want me to come and they come to me with interesting opportunities and interesting storylines and stuff, and it interests me, then I'll come back and do that. Then I'll go off and same thing.
Yeah.
And also that fucking bastard Goober bringing back Lucha Underground.
Oh, you don't like
It's
Goober? Is that
no, I'm saying
oh.
that because he
Oh,
opened it like a month after I retired, and Underground was the greatest time that I ever had in my career.
yeah.
That time a
You
year
were
ago.
you were the Gift of the Gods champion, weren't you?
Yeah, I absolutely loved that. That was the
I
most.
think I had a match with you in Underground, and it was for the title, and you squashed me, or maybe it was Ruby. It's one of the two.
It was
It was
probably Ruby because
it was
I wasn't there
early
long
in my
after
career.
after I won the title. I had a match with Ruby. Then I might have had another match, but then not long after that, I left because I just wasn't enjoying it as much.
Yeah. Um. Okay.
But no, but if I were to come back full time at one company, it would be Lucha Underground. But still I'm not sure about doing any of
Yeah.
that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Um. Hardest choice you've had to make in Record?
Hardest choice.
Yeah. I think mine. I mean, I talked about this with Kai yesterday. Mine's pretty well known with the whole blacklist situation.
Yeah, that
It was the
I
wrong
remember
decision. It
that
was the
the
wrong decision in the long run. I
yeah
still
I
regret it.
mean yeah, but I mean you couldn't with that I just you couldn't really tell or
At the
foresee the
time, no, because
consequences.
I was doing a lot better in the baseball league than I was in wrestling at the time because
Yeah, so then at
at
the
the
time
time
it
I
would
had
have
just
seemed like
lost
the better
both my titles. I was on plan to lose the tag titles. I
it would
was
have seemed like the better decision to just
and
even if
yeah, and my team
like
was in the World
if
Series at the time. So it was
yeah,
just
like
like
if I'm gonna get blacklisted, then I'm doing better over here anyway. So just,
mhm.
but then
Then I ended up getting
that's
banned anyways. So
yeah.
that's a whole
Um,
nother story.
but no, hardest choice might have been to. I've got a couple ideas in my head, but originally was to just like the times that I've like taken a step back
Yeah.
and just like taken like a month, 2 month break from it and just
Mhm.
to sort of get my head together, like, and I feel like if I didn't do those, um, then I probably wouldn't have stuck around as long as I have. But if I, but because I have done them, it's given me this longevity and this passion for it still.
Uh-huh.
But at the time, it was quite hard to make those decisions because it was something that was so prominent in my life, and it was so, and it seems to still be, no matter how hard I try to get away from it.
Yeah.
It's it was such a hard thing to just cut out. So it to be able to take those breaks, it was quite hard, but it was very necessary.
Yeah. I
And
get that. I get that.
yeah, and the second one was when I first came back after my retirement at Doomsday
Yeah.
back in January at ROH or
Hmm.
February, I can't remember. That was really hard because I was just thinking like people are just gonna be like, this is stupid. He's literally retired like a
That's
few
exactly
months
like the
ago.
same response I got, bro. I get that. But oh, you did this whole grand like retirement tour just to come back like a month and a
Yeah.
half later.
No,
And I'm
I
just like, dude,
was
I just love it too much, you know?
I
It's
was I
just
was just sort of it was hard to be able to go through with that. Um, but but I didn't get that reaction at all. No one really
yeah.
mentioned it. They were just happy
Yeah.
to see me back, which I was really grateful for.
I got the whole Danny downfall treatment.
Yeah,
Um, well, I'm glad you got positive feedback.
no,
Um,
I'm always skeptical about the feedback I'll get because I feel like I'm quite opinionated and I feel like I can be quite blunt with people. And I
but
sort of
everyone still loves you though. Like as a wrestler, like they're like we need no like I've talked to people they're like, yeah, I want to know it all back. Know it all back would be like great. And I'm just
yeah.
like, yeah.
I
Like
mean, like,
I've had
The one I always notice is Bray because he always seems to be the first one to chime up about
it's a bit
about
like
oh
Brit likes
oh
to
no
joke
it all
about
should
it. He's
come
like,
back.
get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here, Unk. And then yeah. But no, I love Brit. It's my boy, but
Brit's great.
yeah.
Fuck it, I used to not like him. I really hated him when he came back, but it's well,
I
it's literally that whole thing of once you get to know people, it's completely
yeah.
different.
See, I had a beef with Brit over Defiant for a bit. It was a one-sided beef because he was giving me opportunities. I'm just like,
Oh, and you were just
this isn't what you said. It was me versus it was supposed to be me versus Tom Hernandez for the vacated Defiant title because Kai wasn't supposed to make it and I was supposed to win it. And Kai's back and Britt's like, oh well, now you're losing. I'm like, dude, you said I was gonna win it, and then like he just changed it last minute. He kept changing the
yeah,
plans, and then I had a rematch with Kai, lost it again, and it was like a
yeah.
win or go home situation. It was like if I lose, I can't go for the title anymore. But I was
Yeah,
supposed to win
well,
it somehow, so it
Well,
was
I mean, I suppose I can kind of understand where you're coming from with that because it can be kind of annoying on you. But
yeah.
then
But
again,
it's not like I hated him. I didn't hate him.
yeah, you
I just
hated the
I was pissed.
situation.
I was pissed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, still love Britt. Awesome to share. Amazing, amazing guy, amazing wrestler
Oh
too. Like
yeah.
every time we're in a call together in a match, we're dying. It's
Oh, I've had some of my funniest moments with Brit in the ring.
yeah, yeah. Me too, me
It's
too.
oh, just hearing that stupid like that stupid fucking laugh. That he just whenever something goes wrong, whether it's you or him, it's
Yeah.
just
Like I remember he spiked his fucking headset and it fell off and he like went under the ring and I was supposed to end the match. I go for the cover, he's not there. I'm just like, where the fuck are you at? He's like, oh my bad, my shit crashed. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
oh,
So we had to go another
oh,
like 5 minutes to get the ending.
yeah,
So it
I had
sucked.
my worst botch with Brit. Well, one of my worst botches with Brit when I was on the top rope and I went for a frog splash and accidentally slid, and I literally instead of going forward, I literally went off in that direction to the outside, and I was on the
That's
floor dying laughing. He was just in the ring laughing, and it was just like I couldn't do anything because I'd just fallen out the ring, so I was just lying there selling it. I was just like.
I have
What has my life
two
come
botches
to?
that could be considered my worst, depending on how you look at it. And they're both like when I was similarly new. So my first one was my literally my first ever match. Z-Man's doing like a fucking gorilla press, and he goes to throw me across the ring, and I fly all the way out of the arena and hit like the fucking outside wall. Like you remember how the breakdown venue was? And
Yeah.
he throws me. I hit like the fucking light box. I look up, I see Rocker.
I think I kind of remember that.
And then what's it called? Um fuck. I think it was I don't know who it was against, but it was when I learned how to do backflips, right? So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna try shooting star. I go for it and I get the distance and when I start going for the
You
back, I
start
go
going back.
back and
Yeah.
I land on the turnbuckle and I look up and I'm just on the turnbuckle so I sell it. Oh, I've had that happen so many times. Like either I do that or I'll like go sideways and I'll land on the
Uh,
apron outside.
no, I
I have it
similarly
consistent now. I just go out first before
similarly
I.
to the other botch you did, um, was my first sort of singles match back on the WRW house show, or my first match
Mhm.
back at WRW against Shay Cross on a house
Oh.
show. I went for a senton off the top rope, and I fly into the crowd.
I think I was there for
Literally,
that. Because that might have been the one where I was drunk Danny Diamond. It might
mm,
have been. Because I faced Dominic
no,
King. Remember, I came out with the no I came out. I lost the DPCW tag titles and luggage. That was like the whole storyline. Oh,
no,
but it was
no.
a one time
No.
thing. It
This
was a
would have
one
been
time
long
thing.
after that because this is WRW.
Yeah, I know.
This is,
This was it.
yeah,
Oh, was this recently?
yeah, literally like a few months ago.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I thought you were talking about the house show that. Okay, there was. I mean, I had a WRW house show where I did that. Okay, go on
Yeah,
though.
no, yeah, no. It wasn't no, because I would have remembered that.
Yeah, no, I cut a whole promo, be like, "Fuck you, Dominic King. Your tag team partner must be a bitch." And his tag team partner was me.
Yeah. Oh, I've learned from the Hall of Fame not to do stuff drunk.
Yeah. No, no, I wasn't actually. I was acting. It was acting.
Oh,
Because
I was actually drunk at the Hall of Fame.
oh, I've had a match drunk. It was terrible.
I
And I had
luckily
one
I've never had a
hungover,
match
even
drunk.
worse. Oh, for my guy is sleepy. Wakey, wakey.
Luckily I never had a hangover, so I can't. I've never wrestled
Oh, they
hungover, so
suck. They suck. All right.
yeah.
Oh, here's your question. Actually, no, no, no. There's one before. What's your favorite match?
My favorite match.
Does it have to be your greatest? Does it have to be your like? It just has to be your favorite.
I don't know.
Because
I
my best
always
match is
I
my favorite.
I always point. I don't know if I can pick out my favorite match because there's been a lot, but I always look to my matches with Ruby because there are very few of them and they all are very good.
I had
And
three with Ruby. And they were all banger after banger after banger.
I think I had three. I think I had three, maybe four.
Yeah.
Four. I think it's four if you count the ladder match in Underground Wrestling. But
Mm.
it's three singles matches with him. Two in Underground. The first
Oh,
one was when I won the
I have
Gift of the
two
Gods
singles and a
Championship.
triple threat with Ruby.
Yeah. The second one was the when I defended the Gift of the Gods Championship. Both of them were really good. Um, but then the third one was at WRW All Out,
Uh-huh.
I think. When that was my like first WRW show back, like my first rival like storyline back
Yeah.
against Ruby, and that was really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that match.
So here's your question. So I don't know if you've thought of the answer to this. What's the period in your career where you struggled the most and how did you overcome it? How did you overcome it? I'm assuming that's like the returns thing, I'm guessing, is probably where you struggled. Unless there's another I don't know about.
No, I didn't. I wouldn't say that was so much a struggle as it was just a dilemma that I
Yeah,
was
okay.
in. It wasn't something that I mulled over and struggled to decide over for ages. It was just like a crossroads that I met, and I just had to decide. It wasn't something that I could think over.
Yeah.
The worst, the hardest time was probably when I'd just left Impact.
That's just
Um,
like early. Okay. When
yeah,
you're
this
deciding
was
like where to
like
go.
September, October 2022.
Damn, huh?
um,
I didn't even have Rec Room at the time.
me, me, Plasma, and Jetstream, we were just like, with Taxi, we were like, fuck you, you're being an absolute idiot, we're leaving. In fact, I was the first one to be like, if this isn't happening, because we were trying to decide, we were arguing with him to do something that was completely like necessary, he needed to, but he was like, no, we're doing it this way, and it was such a stupid way to do it. And I ended up being like, well, if it's not done that way, then I quit. And then Banana followed suit, and then
Hmm.
Shay followed suit, and then
Yeah.
we left. We had a ceremony thing, like a goodbye thing. I didn't want to do it, but the other guys convinced me to do it. Um, but then after that, I started my own company that lasted for like a month, and it was just.
Reminds me of somebody, huh? Reminds me of somebody. Actually, mine lasted 7 months before it died, but it was
No,
dead like after like the
mine
second.
was the drizzling shit. It was absolutely terrible. I want to try and redo a company because I feel like I can do it better now. But
If
I
you
just
want
didn't.
RWP, it's all yours. Got some fire ass belts
you,
made.
you can keep that. If I want to do it, I'm doing it. I'll do it from the ground up.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I started and I ended up, like after a month, like around October, end of October time. I just ended up because Jetstream was the co-owner. I ended up
Yeah.
giving it to him fully. At him and were you around for Nightmare?
Never even heard of it.
Okay, he was a wrestler. I really liked it. I really liked him. We always had good chats, and he ended up getting me into DPCW actually, but
Okay.
that happened like a month or two after this.
I don't even
But
remember how I got in. I got on a random tryout.
I ended up just taking like a. I was in wrestling throughout the entire time that I was owning. I called it XRW because I was no XPW because I really
XPW.
liked XPW from real life from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't wrestle when I was running that, and I didn't wrestle until I was in DPCW. So I was like had like a few months where I wasn't.
Yeah. So you were
But I
kind of
had
lost.
yeah, but then during October I ended up giving Jetstream control of it because I was like having one of the biggest like mental breakdowns of my life because I was like
Yeah.
it really started after Halloween because I was at a party with my friends. And I'd known this friend that I had for a while. We were in the same class. We talked to each other.
Hmm.
We were friends. We were quite close. But then I realized I started having feelings for them,
Oh,
like
okay.
at this Halloween party, and I was like having a mental breakdown, like what the fuck do I do? I can't do this, and just having this thing I needed to run
Yeah.
weekly
I get. No,
on
I
my
get that. I
mind.
get that.
It was just like I can't do this.
That
But I
happened to
was like
me.
I didn't want it to let it go, but it was just
Mhm.
like I had to. So
Yeah, I do. Yeah. My senior year, I caught feelings for this girl on my wrestling team. So I kind of gave like I couldn't do anything about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, but I instead of just trying to forget about that and carrying on with the wrestling, I just gave up with that, left it for like a month or two until I joined DPCW, and I messaged them saying just laying out what I feel, and
Hmm.
they got back to me saying, "Well, let's try it," and
That's Riz. All
it
right.
was nothing. It was like one paragraph. There was like, because I'm so I can't. I'm terrible at like conveying
Yeah.
feelings and
No, no, no.
emotions. So it was like it's like the one of the most formal paragraphs ever. It was like, I, because
Dearest,
I
dearest friend.
No, no, because it was like my first message to them, because I didn't even have their number. I messaged one of my friends being like, "Oh, do you have their number?" And then I just messaged them being like, because I knew they liked, because I was under the impression they liked someone else as well, because I heard them talk
Yeah.
about them. So I was like, "Oh, I understand that you like so that you have feelings for so and so, and but I so if you don't want to do
Yeah.
anything
No,
about
I
this, then." But
this
I
has
just did
gotten
that.
very off track.
Yeah, no. I swear it's related. It's related. I swear. But no. But once that started, after a month of it, I decided I want to get back into wrestling, and then I ended up going
Yeah.
to a DCW show and chasing up people how to get into that.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember after my first match in DPCW, there was an ROH show the same day, and Ruby had no clue the fuck I was. I'm like, hey, I got signed in DPCW. Let me wrestle. And they're like, is he? And people I was with were like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And it was me versus this guy named Slashed. I don't know if you know him.
I've heard the name, but I don't.
Yeah, his wrestling name was Sprinkles. He was like a special ed cancer patient. He was like, hello, my name's Sprinkles.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
and it was this one guy. He was wearing like a mech suit. I forgot his fucking name. And who was the fourth guy? I think like Diego or something like that.
Oh yeah, I know
And we had a
Diego.
that was my first match of the Fatal Four Way, and I
No,
lost obviously, but
I had beef with ROH for a while because I tried joining and they were like, "Oh no, you need to do like a tryout for it." But then I saw other people who I knew and who was like on the same level as me, like they were just getting let
mhm,
in normally because the owners like knew them, and I was like, "Hold on, this is bullshit." And then I left the Discord server.
yeah. All right. Um, do you have like a top five of like the past and like the future, like wrestlers?
top top five wrestlers of like the past of like people who've been doing it for a while, and then people who are like going to be the future.
Yeah, yeah. That was one of the
Alright.
questions I didn't get to ask yesterday.
Yeah. Um, five from the past, I'd say. Ruby's always been my number one. He's always been the
Okay.
best that I've seen. Um, then probably Kai. Then um, probably Jetstream. I feel like Jetstream doesn't get put up there enough.
I feel like I thought he started around the same time I did, but I forgot you did start with them. So yeah.
Yeah, he started like a couple weeks
Yeah.
after I did.
Yeah.
Um, then probably Shay Cross. And then maybe Stein. Maybe I don't know. Stein, in my eyes, Stein sort of fucked up his whole thing with what he's been doing with Dawson
With
this
the all the
last year.
retirements, yeah.
With all the retirements and also the fact that he won the Rumble and then didn't show up for ages and just
Yeah.
expected. I was actually so pissed off. That's the only time I've ever been pissed off at booking for someone else's stuff.
See, like when I lost, oh fuck, I was the runner up in the first Rumble, so I got second in the first Rumble. Okay, they better not fumble this because Jetstream had won it. I was
Yeah,
the we did like some Kofi Kingston type spot where it was like I threw him over, I started celebrating, he pulled himself back in, I got thrown over the top, bumped to the announcer table, I landed. Jet thought he won. I jumped back, he super kicks me, and then I fell off, eliminated.
that's good.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, they better not fumble this, which they didn't. Jet was an awesome world champion. Better
Yeah,
than I would have been. I don't have the promo skills to be a world champ, in my opinion. Unless I'm heel,
no,
which I can kind of do something heel. But face,
yeah.
fuck no. I'm a horrible face. Um, but so what about your future?
My
If you
future.
had that a list
This
of
is where
that.
I'm gonna be a little less knowledgeable.
Yeah. I have a
Because
couple names. I don't have
I
like
don't. Number one, immediately, Mr. Fire. He's gonna
that's what
do
yeah. He's on my
so.
list.
He's gonna be so good when when people start realizing how good he really is now,
Mm,
and that he can actually be in the main roster and he can hang with everyone else,
yeah.
that's when he's gonna start really growing.
See, they just need to put Fire against like some more experienced people, and I think
Yeah,
he'll be set. Um,
definitely.
I've seen Ralph's been getting some more opportunities. I have Ralph's on my list for future.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
I
just needs
see. I
he
see
just needs
that.
a bit
It's
better. He's like the 4 or 5 list for my future, but
yeah,
like he just needs better communication. I mean,
yeah.
he's not terrible.
Well,
He has good communication, but it's like
yeah. He's good communicator, but I feel
yeah,
like
it can always
with
be better. It
with
can always be better.
Ralph's, with um Fire, with people like that who aren't from countries who are native
Yeah,
English speakers,
it's very heavy accent. And it's kind of hard. It's not that's not
yeah,
their fault.
yeah, it's that's why I'm always, whenever I fight someone like Ralph's and Fire, I always try and slow down and just focus on what
Yeah,
they're saying. Not because I'm like, not because it's a problem, but because I'm trying to make this as good as possible for them. I try and push them higher up.
yeah,
I don't know. Mr. Mystery, I've recently been seeing, and he seems promising.
yeah. He's like I think he just misses my list. I think.
Yeah,
Well, hold on. Let me think. Who I have. I have Fire at 1. Okay, actually, no, I'm not gonna rank them. I'm not gonna rank them. I'm not gonna rank them. But these are my 5
yeah.
that
Just listen. Yeah,
these are my 5 that I've thought of. So I've Fire at 1, Inko K at 2. He's been getting a lot of opportunities. I've been hearing him getting some stories. Storm, another person I've helped been training, like Inko K and Storm. I've been helping a bit. Storm, I've been seeing getting some plans. They're just more high flying guys that I notice. Like that's mainly what I look out for. But there's not. I mean, Ralph's obviously not a high flyer, but he's
yeah,
came to my classes. He's learned some high. Like I saw Ralph's pulling a fucking front flip in a match, which is
yeah,
it's a good skill to have, even if you're a big man, because then you can sell a suplex for real.
yeah.
And then so I had is that 5? Fire,
And
Ralph's, Storm, K. Oh, that's 4.
and then
My 5th, I'd say Wrestling Nerd.
see, I haven't seen enough of Wrestling Nerd to.
He's dude. Him and Mike have been going at it in TNA. They're having some really good fucking matches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I might need to go to a couple
yeah,
shows and see.
yeah. Same with
Um,
Storm. Storm just put on a good triple threat with
yeah,
Boba and Goji.
yeah.
Or
I've completely like unbiased because I was like training him and he was my manager. But Mark, he could do good things.
yeah,
I had a match with him, and I've seen matches that he's done, and he's actually, the first match that I ever saw him have he was actually surprisingly good for that being his first match,
yeah.
and I was, obviously it
My
wasn't amazing, but
yeah.
it was good. So I feel like he could do really good things, and I feel like he can express himself quite well. So I feel like if he puts the time and effort in, he could do well.
Do you remember our DPCW match?
Yes, I
The
do
first one
very clearly.
with the nipple
With
nipple twister
the nipple
chokes.
twister powerbomb, yeah.
That match got a 4.5, and that was my third ever match.
Yeah, I remember that. That was really
That
good.
was yeah, it was insane. Like it's just crazy how people can like just come in and be so great off the rip.
Yeah. Like
But I feel like
I started with absolutely
yeah,
no training back in Impact.
yeah. I mean, neither did I. Besides for having RWP for a month, but like I was wrestling other indie guys. It wasn't like me training with
Yeah.
like Stime Time and
Well,
Kai.
I wasn't. My first match that I ever had wasn't even against an actual wasn't even against a Rec Room wrestler. It was against a mafia boss who Taxi
How-
was friends with. and I ended
Fuck
up
does that
pulling
work?
off an okay match. But then my second match, which was actually on the same show, was against one of my friends in real life who I joined with,
Yeah. How'd
and
that
that ended up
go?
being an alright match.
Okay. All right. So I mean that question was good. I think that was a good question.
Yeah.
Favorite Fortnite POI? It's a
See,
joke question, but Kai
I,
answered it
I, I
yesterday, so I might as
see,
well try.
I don't know I don't know what they are anymore because
Well,
I
it
don't
can be
play,
it can be all time. It can be all time.
I don't play Fortnite. Oh, jeez,
From
no,
like
you're testing my memory now. Fuck. Was it Pleasant Park who had the tomato
that's
restaurant?
Tomato Town.
Tomato Town. That was.
That's
You think I
that's
remember that?
that's an answer. That's an answer.
I don't know. That's
It's
the
it's
one that I
it's it's
really remember
good. Yeah,
going to a
it's
lot
good.
from when I was actually
Yeah,
playing.
especially with I mean OG Fortnite's back, so Tomato Town's back.
I don't. I literally downloaded Fortnite today just to try out ballistic mode, and I haven't played it yet.
You should try out the OG mode. Go land Tomato Town.
Uh, yeah, maybe it'll bring
Um.
back memories of how shit I was.
Okay, so I already got like the best. I mean, you already said your best wrestler, in your opinion, was Ruby.
Yes, yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Okay, so we can scroll past that.
There's no one that I've ever seen who's better than Ruby.
Um. What do you? Okay, here's another one of your questions. What's your aspirations for real life?
My aspiration for life. Oh, I wasn't expecting to answer this.
I know these are like all
But
questions that were like for Kai. No one really
yeah,
dropped.
yeah. I don't know. I really want to be a writer. I've been trying out
What?
a writer. I want to be.
Oh, right, right. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I've been writing stuff recently as like a I started after I retired because I was like, I need something to do. I need something to take up my time because this
Yeah,
is just there's a void to fill and it needs
yeah.
something. So started writing and I'm really enjoying it. I finished my first story the other week and I've started another one.
Okay.
I wrote I've written a screenplay. I have to do that for my college course anyway.
Yeah. Oh, you're majoring
And
in like writing?
um no, I'm doing film and we have to write a screenplay
Okay. Oh,
for
that's
that.
yeah.
So
I used to write scripts, like just for fun. I'll just write stuff
yeah,
and see where it
yeah.
went.
I tried writing a poem the like a month ago or so. I posted in the in a in a Discord and it's
Hmm.
like being like, hey, what? Tell me what you guys think of this, and people saying it was good. So
Okay. All right, I got like six more, and then you can close out with either a question for me or just talk to the stream. All right. So, what inspired your name?
my once my name
Just because you're
I
a smart guy?
I no. The I've gone asked this a lot, but it's literally just for my song.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That's where I got my name from because
You're just
I
like, oh,
joined I
it has a name in it. I'm gonna take it.
because I was using that theme back in Impact, um, and I went to DPCW and I knew I was going to use that theme, but I didn't have a name because Rocker wouldn't let me go with the name that I wanted to use because it was unoriginal because it was the name of an
Yeah,
actual wrestler. So I was like trying to think, what the fuck am I going to do? But then I'd already been thinking about using the name Mr. Noel because I was like, who else would have their name actually sung in their song? Very few people.
yeah,
So I thought that would make me stick in people's minds more. So
yeah,
that's why I used it, and then it turned out to be a bit successful for me.
yeah. My original gimmick was supposed to be El Gringo,
Yeah.
and then on the day of the show, I didn't have enough tokens to buy the theme. So I'm like, Rocker, please just let me go out there as my other gimmick. I swear I'll do good. And he's like, you better not fucking disappoint me. And so I go out there. I got called Demi Diamond. I got called the wrong name 3 different times by
You got
Shep.
Dimmy Diamond.
Yes, because someone was doing the Titantron thing, like where it popped up like the wrestler's name
So
on like the
what they put
screen.
Dimmy?
They put Demi. So Shep was like, "Oh, Demi Diamond coming in the ring." I'm like, I rolled out of the ring. I'm like, "It's Danny." I roll back in, have a fucking banger match, lose and walk out. I think I started like 0 and 5. I won my first match on like the developmental brand.
Oh yeah, at one point in DCW I was like
It was on
three
my
and
birthday. I
like
won my first match on my
I was
birthday.
like 3 and 6. Three
Yeah.
and 7 and like near the start of Impact. It was like no, not Impact, DCW.
So, okay. This is kind of a combined question, but what's one thing you love and one thing you hate about RRW Rec Room Wrestling?
One thing I love, um,
You could just say the community for both of these and it'd be a valid answer.
I was genuinely considering that. I was yeah, but no, I feel like that's an expected thing. I feel like most people, if they got that question, would be like, "Oh, the community for both."
Yeah.
You could definitely say it has its pros, it has its cons. It has an amazing people. It has
Mm-hmm.
absolutely the worst people
Shit
I've ever
people. Yeah.
met.
Oh yeah.
Um,
You can
but
say about anything though.
yeah, but no, but I feel like the best part is being able to just go out and have fun in matches, just
Mm-hmm.
because we all enjoy this, no matter who
Yeah.
you are. You wouldn't be doing this if you didn't enjoy the actual wrestling part of it.
Yeah.
But the flip side of that is then the expectation to be taking this serious
Mm-hmm.
and to be doing
That's like
it
one thing you hate is the
100.
expectations.
Yes, because
Okay.
like you're a champion now, do everything really good.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Yeah.
like you have really good matches, do really good promos. Like that's
It
not
doesn't
always going to
correspond.
work.
Yeah.
Like if this isn't taken seriously, then it shouldn't matter how good your matches are compared to how good your promos are. That shouldn't really they shouldn't both be on the same level. Sure one can be better than the other, but they shouldn't have to be both
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
It's so those sort of like expectations is like what brings it down for me.
All right. Those are good answers. I actually really like that. And then how has Impact, this is the last question that I have for you.
Yeah.
How has Impact affected you and the others who wrestled there? If it has.
Um, it it built it gave me a thick skin
Okay.
because a lot of shit went on in Impact that really wasn't
Yeah.
good. Like at one point we had threats on our lives, like legitimate threats on our lives that could have actually ended really badly because of people that Taxi knew on Rec Room
Okay.
that were
That's
threatening to get all the people who were higher up in Impact, get their addresses, and the people that are
that's
associated with
yeah.
them, which would have included me, get their addresses and have people go there and threaten them. So we
Yeah.
had actual threat on our lives with the stuff Taxi put us through and the annoyances and the just
Hmm.
like um the other people that were absolute pricks. Like you couldn't go a
Yeah.
day without someone having a problem with you. It was really annoying.
Yeah.
So I feel like that helped me to sort of get a
Thank
thicker
God I wasn't
skin.
around back then.
And it's brought like I feel like it I don't know if this is the same for the others, but it's definitely I feel like I've been able to handle stuff now a lot better and been able to sort of hold my own and be able to point out when things aren't right.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what really helped me with Impact.
All right. Well, that's all I have. So if you want to ask me something or just say something to the stream, floor is
Um,
yours.
I
You
don't
can
know.
do,
Actually,
yeah.
I wanted to go back to the worst thing about the community back.
Mm-hmm.
Because something popped into my head as I was answering that last question that
Okay.
this the the fucking like tolerance people and owners seem to have now for shit that
It's
people do.
yeah.
Like I miss the old days of when if you said the N-word, you were out, or if you did
Gulp.
something stupid, you were out. I miss those days because now it's an absolute joke. You have people like Dawson, and sorry, Brit, but you're one of them. You have all these people who are just saying this shit, doing everything that would have got them kicked out like a year ago,
Yeah.
and people are putting up with it and just acting like it's normal. And when I look through and see it, I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? This is absolutely just
See,
like
that's like what people. That's what Kai said about Kai said about me yesterday. He was like, "Yeah, when you said the N word on your retirement speech, no one was expecting that." And that kind of just started a trend of like everyone doing it in their speeches as well.
I think because it's been happening so much,
Yeah.
I
People
think
just don't care.
people don't care, and it's also I think it's just a cheap way of people trying to get
Get a
themselves
laugh.
to be memorable,
Get a laugh.
like or
Yeah.
like get their retirement to be remembered. Oh, what am I going to do? Instead of actually coming up with something thoughtful or something good to say, they just say the N-word to get to be remembered. It's stupid. You're pathetic if you do that. It's absolutely stupid. I'm sorry if you're hearing that and you're like, oh, he's really getting serious about this, but it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's something that needs to be heard.
So that's your message for the.
That's my message. That's all I can think of.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. Enjoyed having you.
Thanks for having me. I've enjoyed this.
All right. Oh, why am I sitting? All right. Um.
Oh.
I think Britt said, "How do you?" He said, "Uncle Know-It-All. How do you confuse the confuse Tomato Town and Pleasant Park?"
Listen, it's my old age. It's getting to me.
Oh, and then he said, "Know-It-All. My mom's black. I'm not racist. It's just part of my vocabulary." All right.
Still,
Well, thank you all for
there's a.
watching again. Um, really love the support, and thank you to my guest one more time.
Thank you.
And as always, I'll see you again in like 2 hours for Rocker joining on the podcast. So, um, yeah, love you. Good night. Take this dick.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that.
And